How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little mystery jams, a little bit of Colorado-born mystery jams in the form of mystery beers from Colorado, courtesy of Tim. Thank you very much, brother. Sent off 2 cans, 2 bottles, and this would be the last one I think I'm diving into. I think I did the other ones already, and we'll see what's what. And yeah, what else is there to it other than opening? Grab myself a bottle opener here. Pop this sucker open. I gotta remove this tape. Ooh, nice. Okay, this one apparently has a little cap on it I'm not supposed to see. A little hiss on her. Give her a pour, see what she's got. Mystery beers. People send them to me. I drink them. I talk about them. Yada, yada, yada. If you don't know already, then it's kind of weird. Because, yeah. Anyway. What do we have here? Just a nice soft haziness. Doesn't look like an IPA from a distance. It looks more like a fruited beer to me, maybe Saison, something like that. Could be big, could be small, but just from a distance, I'm kind of getting the gist that is like kind of like a fruited beer. You know, who knows? Could be an old school IPA, but I don't think so. Let's find out. Give it the old snifferooskies. It's a sour fruited beer. It has to be. I'm venturing to guess this is outside of the kettle sour realm. Just based off the nose, I'm getting a big... What is that? I'm just dialing right into peaches. Just big, huge peach notes. Big, huge stone fruits. Let's go that way. I don't want to say there's a barrel involved outside of wood. There's probably a foeder or some kind of like wood component that touched this, but I don't think there's any kind of spirited wood or anything like that as of yet. There's a hotness to it that makes me think it's a little bit higher ABV. But yeah, it smells like a big, rich sour. It's almost like mouth puckering even on the nose. Once I get into the taste of this, it's going to dictate a lot of what I think, but I could be anywhere on this one. You could tell me this is 4.5 or 10.5 right now based off of the nose. Just big, huge rift. Rift? Is that a word? Rich. Wafting fruitiness with a big, tart, sour component. There has to be a big acidic thing in there. If not, I'm going to be very, very surprised. But it smells naturally fermented, naturally inoculated, kind of wild beer with a fruit addition that I'm getting on the nose is kind of like a stone fruit, and definitely spending a little bit of time in oak, not necessarily something with a spirit or whatnot. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay. That is tart. It's sour. But it's not overly sour. It's hard enough to where it makes me want to pull my cheeks in. But it's not like acidic to the point where it's kind of giving me like the hints of a crippling heartburn. Yeah. There has to be a big wood component to this. It's super drying. I'm sure a bit of that is coming from the yeast. But I believe a ton of it's coming from a wood. So I'm going like a foeder aged sour. I'm getting right in those high 6 range, or like 6.8, 6.9%. And we're back to that fruit addition. I still want to stick to my guns with peaches, or stone fruit in general. But I feel like there might be some kind of apple-y vibe kind of floating around in there, because I'm getting that. Now, you could be like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of apple brandy going on. I don't think that's it. The apple could also just be from a different note put off by the yeast as opposed to actual apples, but I'm going to a tart apple component, a soft stone fruit component, under-ripened stone fruit, big tartness, not a huge amount of acidity, although I feel a little bit of warming coming from that acidity. And it has a nice soft richness, which is just accentuated by that kind of dryness from, has to be a foeder. Or some kind of, I don't want to say neutral oak, but non-spirited, non-booze-held oak. So yeah, high 6% sour, wood-touched, fruit addition. I like peaches and apples, but it could go somewhere else. Done and done. Let's see what this sucker has to offer. Oh, can we find the beginning of the tape? Beginning of the tape. Ooh, I thought I was going to come off in one fell swoop and be all sexified. It's Struve Brewing. Okay. This is When I Leave, a collaboration with New Belgium, actually. This is a blend of hand-selected mixed culture ales from Belgium's Foeders and Trues barrels. 6.9%. And that's it. That's all they give you on here. Now, it says a blend of mixed culture ales from New Belgium's Foeders and True's barrels. Okay. I said Foeder, I said barrels, so I'm there spot on with the ABV. And if there's no fruit addition in here, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm surprised, because you can derive a lot of these kind of big fruit components from barrels and from yeast and those bits and pieces, but it tastes like there's something in there. They're talking about a blended hand selection from barrels. That could mean it's coming from 19 different directions in 19 different ways. So there could be some fruit additions in some portion. Depending on the barrel, it could be, let's say they went 10 different barrels and 1 or 2 were wine based and the rest of them weren't wine based. There's kind of foeders and wood that would impart that kind of fruit component too. So I am absolutely 100% totally okay with everything I said. I think I kind of nailed that fucking thing, to be perfectly honest with you. I said it's a mixed culture. I kind of had that spontaneous fermented mixed culture thing going on. ABV, da-da-da. Yeah, I don't know what else there's to say. The one thing I keep forgetting on saying, though, and it's really pissing me off because I should really kind of force myself to do it, is say whether I like the beer or not. Because once you unveil it, you're kind of like, okay, I could say I like it, but it could be like, your preconceived notions kick in. I like this. I like this before I unwrapped it. I can tell you that wholeheartedly. I mean, this is the kind of beer that I want to drink. Sure, in a perfect world, a little bit lower ABV, but this is the stuff that I want to drink on a summer day, food-wise, those kind of things. This is really the beer that kind of dials me in. And honestly, it's pretty close to the beer that I covet the most, that I'm coming to realize that I covet the most, which is really well done Saison. This is just a beefed up, kind of crazy foedered, wooded version of a Saison, and this is really tasty. I'm not going to curry favor here. I mean, I'm not the biggest New Belgium fan in the world. I like True. I say True, even though it is True, I know. So there's no kind of love loss or kind of homerism here. But I dig it. I think it's a really well done beer. Fun, tasty, impactful, delicious, to be perfectly honest with you. Tastes like a Foeder barrel-aged Saison that was upper in ABV with apples and peaches. Who the fuck doesn't want that? So there you go. Another review in the books. Mystery beer, mind you. Is it one of the better ones I've had in this kind of barrel-aged, spontaneous ale? It's definitely worthy of the conversation. Value and availability. No idea. We actually get New Belgium when we get True beers here in this area. So I don't know if this is something that hits distro regular and leave you with, if you like, what will you like this beer? If you like wild, funky, tart beers, you don't want something overly acidic. You like a big fruit component, whether or not it comes from a fruit addition or yeast, and you like a bit of dryness on there, and to kind of keep you going, because this has all those pieces in a very beautiful way. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. If you like the mystery beers, you can always contribute. You can reach out to me at massivebeers@gmail.com. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoy a nice little blended beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.